Hey everyone, Sparks back with another gacha game video, and this is a brand new launch of a new server for CrossCore, or what was previously known as CrossCore, but is now being branded as this. Kind of a misspelled Diablos. It's like Daiblos. You tell me how to pronounce it. Anyway, it's no longer really being branded as CrossCore, at least from what I can tell on this version. Now, previously it was a CN only game, but they just launched a brand new Taiwanese server. So one major barrier to everybody playing this here in the West is that it is not in English. That said, it's fairly easy to figure it out. I'm going to show you guys some of the basics of what things are, what the game modes are, what the amazing waifus look like in this game, because that's definitely one of the biggest appeals to this. And the cool thing about this is that you can play it now without having to use a VPN or having like a Chinese account or anything like that. So it is accessible to the global audience. Link in the description to the APK where you can download this version of it. So before I get into all the details of like what you can actually do in the game, the battle system and all that, let's just dive right into some polls, because I know that's like the most exciting thing anyway. So this is the first free multi-poll that it gives you, after going through a few like tutorials and things like that. And the polling animation is pretty cool. Everything is very like high-end. Ooh, there's our UR. Very beautiful lights. What do we get? Okay, that is the second to highest rarity. And there's our third to highest rarity. Okay, here's our UR. Tell me we got something. Ooh, this is actually one of my favorites. Yo, this is a huge win. I really don't know anything about her actual abilities, but when I was looking through the characters and what they looked like, this is one of my favorite character designs. So that is a big win. We got another 4-star here, which looks pretty nice. And another 5-star. This is a pretty good pull, I'm not gonna lie. At least, oh, we got a duplicate. Okay. Alright, so, I'm kind of happy with this already. But here's the thing, we can actually redo the draw if we want. So we can just accept this, or I can try and duplicate it. Let's go ahead and go with this. We're gonna just pull again. See what our options are. Tap all the pretty lights. Here's our UR this time. Okay, not as big of a fan of this one, but she looks pretty cool. So this game is all about mech girls, as I'm sure you guys can already tell. The character designs are pretty cool, but also pretty thick. So, okay, so here is kind of an interesting function. I'm just kind of like doing this all to show you guys. I actually preferred the last one, so I should have done this before, but I can actually hold this in reserve with the button over here on the right. So we're not going to do that though. Let's go ahead and pull for another one. I think we can do better. I might regret throwing away that very first one. But this is really important for re-rolling. It has kind of like a nice little re-roll system built in. Let's see what we got this time. I'm totally gonna regret not duplicating that one. Okay, this one is definitely a loss. We got a little ironing board girl there, if you know what I mean. So we're definitely going to be throwing away this one. Alright, so let's keep going. Oh, a double UR! Okay, so this might be the real winner here. Okay, let's see what our first one is. Okay, this girl looks pretty cool. I actually really like this one. And we have another one coming up. Ooh, I like that 4-star. Double of that 4-star. Here's our second UR, or 6-star unit. Okay, she kind of has a lot of like shields and stuff, sort of Cinderella-esque from Nikke, if you know what I mean. Okay, but still, double 6-star unit. That's pretty great. So I'm going to hit this button over here on the right. And you'll see that I kind of like reserved it up here. Okay, so now I'm going to pull again. And you'll see what happens. Tap the pretty lights. Only one UR this time. But is it a good one? Can we get our blue girl back again? Oh, there's my favorite 4-star. Alright, 6-star unit. Yes! Oh my god. Yo, I was kind of joking, but we totally did get her back again. That is amazing. Okay, so we might keep this one, even though objectively the other one is probably better, right? But I could actually swap this out. So I'm going to go ahead and click the button over here on the right. And yes, it's going to replace the other one. But now you'll see that that is the one that I'm taking. Now I can go ahead and keep pulling here until I want to stick with one of these draws. So I'm going to go ahead and cut ahead, and we'll get into what the actual battle system looks like, and you can see what units I ended up keeping. Okay, so I went through all 30-10 multi-pulls, which is crazy. This is an amazing reroll system that they built into the game. Everyone just gets to do 30 multi-pulls right off the bat to decide what they want, and you can even set one aside to keep as you keep re-rolling. So I ended up going with this blonde thickness right here, what we're going to keep, and this is really important. As you're pulling, when you find one that you want, you hit the button over here on the right to save it up here at the top. Then keep pulling with the button down here, and then once you're done going through all the pulls, just keep going all the way through them, then you're going to hit this button over here on the left, and it's going to ask you if you want to keep the one up at the top, and you can say, yes, you do. And now it takes you back to the gacha, and this looks like the first limited time banner here, because if you go through the other gachas, she actually doesn't look like she appears on this gacha, but if any of you guys know that I'm wrong, let me know. But as far as I can tell, this is a special banner for her, and she does have a rate up right here, which looks like you get a 50% chance of getting her on any UR draw. Okay, now that we've showed off some flashy pulls, let's talk about the actual game. When you first start up, you're going to select if you want a female or male starting character, name yourself, and then it's going to launch you into a tutorial battle. It'll take you through a few more tutorial battle stages after that, and you'll get into that big reroll summoning that we looked at just a second ago. After that, you can get into the lobby and then check out what you actually have in all the different game modes that the game has to offer. And it even gives you free skins. At least, I think this is what this is doing. It does not give you the units to go with these skins, but you can see that the live animation on these skins is pretty high quality. Definitely has some physics going on there, and it gives you a lot of free gifts just for absolutely nothing. Now again, that's not the units, but some pretty cool stuff to get just for starting out the game. So over on the left here, you can change who you want to display in your lobby, as well as select from a variety of backgrounds. Of course, I put the UR in that I just recently pulled. Over here on the right is where you're going to find most of your actual game modes. So this first one, kind of at the top, is going to be where you can look at all of your new characters. There's our UR. It's just telling me a bunch of stuff that I can't read, but I'll get into a couple of these things in a second. Once we go back out to the lobby, just below that, you can do your formation. So here are the two starter units that you're going to have no matter what. This is like your sort of MC character, where I chose a female one. And then this is your first guaranteed pull. I think you get this character no matter what. It's a 4-star. She looks pretty cool. But let's go ahead and actually set up our formation. So you have this 3x3 grid. And I'm going to take our UR and drag her over here. But notice that you're lighting up different squares here as you're dragging the character onto the board. I'm also going to grab my 4-star, of course. We'll go ahead and put her here. And, ooh, what does this one look like? Well, this is just a full-on mech, not even a girl, but that's cool. And then I guess I'll grab some of these 4-stars as well, or just this one. So you can deploy 5 characters initially, and we'll go ahead and go back out. And then over here, just below that with this red notification symbol is going to be where you can collect your rewards. I'm going to go ahead and just collect all of these. And of course, just like every other gacha, you have a bunch of missions that you can do that refresh over time. And then just below that, this is where you actually have the gacha. So there we have that rate up banner, and then these 2 other banners over here. And then to the left of that, this is where you can actually view the shop. Now, this is, of course, where you can start spending money if you want. We have a limited time package here. I'm getting a notification. and I'll go ahead and grab that reward. You can see we can buy a variety of very spicy skins. Now, this game became pretty well known for this. If you're brand new to this, just know that this definitely has some pretty good fan service. Yo, car wash time. Okay, so there's definitely some things to enjoy there. We got some more like little accessories, like dorm kind of items that you can buy. A lot of this is definitely very reminiscent of, you know, I don't know, like Echo Clips, which I used to play, as well as Artery Gear, and I don't know, many others that I can't think of at the moment. But you have kind of like all your typical game modes. And then over here, oops, tapped on the same thing. We can go to our missions, which is this big yellow button up here. And here you can go to different types of missions. The main story is down here at the bottom. And we'll go ahead and tap that and go to our next mission. Confirm my formation. Okay, so this is a turn-based combat system where everyone has a set order to take moves in. And over on the left, you have all of your units, and on the right, you have the enemy units. So I can't select different units to use right now. It's just going to start off on this unit here. And then over here in the lower right, these are my abilities down here. And I have 3 different ones that I can select from. And notice that each has a numerical value down at the bottom and then red squares up at the top. So the red squares indicate how many enemies it will hit on the grid for targeting. And then the number down at the bottom is how many ability points it will take to use that. And then you have your character's ability points displayed down here in the middle of the screen. So I'm going to click this one that will do a whole line of damage. And I will select the middle enemy. Battle animations are actually pretty cool. I would say they look good. Everything's like pretty high res. It's all 3D. But unfortunately, the character models are kind of semi-chibi models. So now it takes me to my next unit. We'll go ahead and just do a single target one so you guys can see what that looks like. And I can select different enemies if I want. And then when we get to our next unit, I'll use this free one. So you'll notice I have 35 ability points. It's not going to use up my ability points at all to use this move here. So each unit will have like a standard ability that they can use no matter what. All right, let's finish off this guy. And then many of the stages will have multiple waves. I don't know if this one does for sure. Yep, we're going to wave 2. We'll go ahead and just do a big AoE since they're all kind of spread out like this. I can hit all 9 squares. And of course you can skip these battle animations. Again, this is very familiar that you'll find from a lot of other games. Do another big AoE here with our next unit. Okay, just wanted to jump ahead a little bit for the sake of the video. The enemy's going to get a turn here right after my last unit just went. And okay, it didn't look like it did a whole lot. So let's see if we can just finish this guy off with this last attack. And he's done. The girls do a little victory dance, we gain some experience. So every unit in your party will gain experience. And of course, these are all the rewards that you're going to earn after each mission. It'll go through story cutscenes. It is kind of the typical talking JPEG thing, and unless you read Chinese or you are always using Google Lens to look at it, you'll probably end up just skipping the story. Pray for a global launch if this game interests you. Alright, so that's how to start the game out and how to reroll and the basics of how combat works. Let me know if you're interested in seeing more of this game. I might stream it some more or try and do some more research to find out more about the actual details and finer points of combat. But it does seem like a pretty fun game. It definitely has some fan service. It definitely has a very generous starting reroll function, which I think is really, really cool, and a lot of devs need to adopt that as well. So let me know if you have any questions, if you'd like to see more of this content, and I will catch you guys in the next video or stream.